Guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. Please comment, share, like, subscribe if any of this is resonating for you. Love all my subs. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for sticking in there with me, guys. I love y'all so much. I can just feel all the growth. Please get with me offline if you want to pray or get into contact with one of my prayer warriors. Love you guys so much. We are just doing amazing. We really are, guys. So super amazing things that were happening today. Today I kept on getting the word spit or saliva, which was really weird. And then also I kept on getting rise. I kept on getting the word rise and also mad. And I was like, what? So anyways, you know, I put them all together and I got a couple of Bible verses, which is super amazing, guys. And yeah, so anyways, you know, I was out on the town and me and one of my buds, we were gonna go to lunch, and I get out of his car and as soon as I get out of his car, I look at this tree and right in my face is a blue rosary that's hanging in the tree. And I was like, whoa, bro. Yeah, it was like Jesus on the cross and he was like facing me. I was like, whoa, dude, that is so amazing. So yeah, God definitely giving us signs everywhere. Everywhere, bro. Yeah, it's throwing down. So anyways, I'm gonna get into some Bible really quick for y'all, and then I will go about my day. Love you guys so much. I can just feel the growth, dude. Yeah, y'all are just so amazing. Yeah, very interesting, bro. Very interesting. Yeah, okay. So what I'm supposed to do is I got a whole bunch of Bible commentary books. So I'm going to read y'all some verses and then I'll go over them with a Bible commentary, which is so awesome. Okay, and this verse is pretty short. I'm just going to read Mark chapter 10 and... yeah, I'll read 32 to 34, verses 32 to 34. Jesus a third time predicts his death and resurrection. Now they were on the road going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was going before them, and they were amazed. And as they followed, they were afraid. Then he took the 12 aside again and began to tell them the things that would happen to him. Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be betrayed to the chief priests and to the scribes, and they will condemn him to death and deliver him to the Gentiles, and they will mock him and scourge him and spit on him and kill him, and the third day he will rise again. And it's so beautiful, guys, because I was getting rise and then I saw that rosary with Jesus on the cross, which is so beautiful, guys. God is so amazing. He's so amazing. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Okay, so the third passion prediction unit, Jesus' third prediction of his death and resurrection. It says, Jesus and his disciples continued on their way up from the Jordan Valley to Jerusalem, the first mention of their destination. Jesus was leading them in according with rabbinic custom. This detail, unique to Mark, points to Jesus as the one who leads his people both in suffering and in triumph. His steadfast determination in the face of impending danger astonished the disciples. Indeed, those who followed were afraid. Here Mark probably had one group, the 12, in mind. In chapter 10, verse 46, he indicated the presence of another group. Once again, Jesus gathered the 12 around him and revealed what would soon happen to him. This third prediction is the most precise and comprehensive of the three Mark recorded because he understood the Old Testament. He was well capable of making this explicit prediction. Jesus used 8 future tense verbs implying certainty in describing the coming events. The new elements were that the Son of Man will be betrayed into the hands of the Jewish leaders, the Sanhedrin. They would condemn him to death at the hands of the Gentiles, the Romans. Since the Sanhedrin lacked the power to exercise capital punishment before executing him, the Romans would mock him, spit on him, and flog him, indications that his death would be by crucifixion. But the promise of resurrection offered hope for the future. Beautiful, guys. So awesome. Yay, God. It's so amazing. And then we're on fire today, bro. I can just feel it, bro. We are so awesome. You're so cool right now. Okay. Okay. So, I am going to read 1 Samuel chapter 21. And this is the whole chapter. And I am specifically supposed to read this chapter. That last chapter, it was great just because of the signs I was getting. But this one is the main one I'm supposed to read today, guys. So it says, David and the holy bread. Now David came to Nob, the Ahimelech, the priest, and Ahimelech was afraid when he met David and said to him, why are you alone and no one is with you? So David said to Ahimelech, the priest, the king has ordered me on some business and said to me, do not let anyone know anything about the business on which I send you or what I have commanded you. And I have directed my young men to such and such a place. Now therefore, what have you on hand? Give me 5 loaves of bread in my hand, or whatever can be found. And the priest answered David and said, there is no common bread on hand, but there is holy bread, if the young men have at least kept themselves from women. Then David answered the priest and said to him, truly, women have been kept from us about 3 days since I came out. And the vessels of the young men are holy, and the bread is in effect common, even though it was consecrated in the vessel this day. Dude, I was 3 days. 3 days? Is that resonating for anyone? Yeah. So 3 days, you know, with the resurrection. And then 3 days. That's interesting. Whoever that's resonating for, bro. I just got that. Anyways, and the vessel of the young men are holy, and the bread is in effect common, even though it was consecrated in the vessel this day. So the priest gave him holy bread, for there was no bread there but the showbread, which had been taken from before the Lord, in order to put hot bread in its place on the day when it was taken away. Now a certain man of the servants of Saul was there that day, detained before the Lord, and his name was Doeg, an Edomite, the chief of the herdsmen who belonged to Saul. And David said to Ahimelech, is there not here on hand a spear or a sword? For I have brought neither my sword nor my weapons with me, because the king's business required haste. So the priest said, the sword of Goliath the Philistine, whom you killed in the valley of Elah, there it is, wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. If you will take that, take it, for there is no other except that one here. And David said, there is none like it. Give it to me. David flees to Gath. Then David arose and fled that day from before Saul and went to Achish, the king of Gath. And the servants of Achish said to him, is this not David the king of the land? Did they not sing of him to one another in dances, saying, Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000s? Now David took these words to heart and was very much afraid of Achish the king of Gath. So he changed his behavior before them, pretended madness in their hands, scratched on the doors of the gate, and let his saliva fall down on his beard. Then Achish said to his servants, look, you see the man is insane. Why have you brought him to me? Have I need of madmen, that you have brought this fellow to play the madman in my presence? Shall this fellow come into my house? Whoa, dude. Whoa, bro. Okay, and then I'm supposed to read the commentary. Dude, 3 days. Whoa, bro. I don't know if that's resonating for anyone. But beautiful. Sorry, guys. Okay, where does this thing start? Okay, here we go. David's life in exile. So, as far as can be determined, David was a young man of no more than 20 when he was forced to leave Saul's palace and his own home because of Saul's relentless determination to destroy him. Driven to the wilderness area of Judah, the logical place because of his familiarity with it from childhood, David lived out a Robin Hood existence for nearly 10 years. This period of time is reckoned from the fact that David was 30 when he began to rule over Judah at Hebron, his accession occurring immediately after Saul's death. David had spent a year and 4 months among the Philistines just before that, and, as just suggested, was only about 20 when exiled from Saul. The events of chapters 21 through 26 must then represent only a fraction of David's activity during this period, but God was teaching David many things in those days, lessons David still shares with all who read his Psalms, which find their setting in this turbulent period of his life. All these things were surely working together to prepare David to be the kind of leader who would glorify God and inspire his people. Oh my God, it's so beautiful, guys. Y'all are so awesome. Okay, David and Nob and Gath. It is difficult to trace the history of the tabernacle after the capture of the ark in 1104 BC. The ark itself rested at Kiriath Jearim since then, but the tabernacle is not mentioned or even hinted at till 1 Samuel 21, when it was presumed to be at Nob, the city of priests, where David fled after he made his final break with Saul. Just as David had earlier sought sanctuary with Samuel in Ramah, so now he went to find sanctuary with Ahimelech, also known as Ahijah, the priest of Nob, halfway between Jerusalem and Gibeah. Hungry from his flight, David asked the priest for bread. There was no ordinary bread, the priest replied, but only the holy showbread, which had been desacralized by being replaced with fresh bread. This could be eaten, as Jesus suggested later on, but ordinarily only by the priests, and certainly only by those who were ceremonially pure. David's eating illustrated a concession that the law permitted life is more holy than bread. While David was at Nob, he was spotted by a spy of Saul, Doeg the Edomite, who informed Saul of David's whereabouts. Taking Goliath's sword, which had been kept by the priests at Nob, David immediately fled for his life, and throwing all caution... I got caution to the wind today too, guys. Amazing. Throwing all caution to the wind, fled to Gath, hometown of the dead Philistine hero Goliath. Recognized by Achish, the lord of Gath, David pretended to be insane and so escaped Philistine reprisal. This is in line with the practice of the ancient world to regard the insane as being in some sense an evil portent and so exempt from harm lest the gods be provoked. David my bad. That's it. That's it for chapter 21. But yeah, I love you guys so much. The Bible is so awesome, guys. I feel like the Holy Spirit is just like taking over, bro. Yeah, apparently I'm supposed to know a lot of things. And I don't know. I got the phrase, I want to show you more. I was like, whoa, bro. So yeah, yeah, so amazing. I'm just so excited. I don't know what that means, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited. We need to be rejoicing, guys. We need to be rejoicing. Love you guys so much. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.